that story is going to continue to boil and bubble for some time because all of the four cylinders ran very, very slow. Their speeds were like 93, 87 miles per hour today, and it's only, they say, phase one of their protest. We'll look at that more through today and on our upcoming coverage from Milwaukee. We'll be back in just a moment with a live Texas 200. Driver not in the field today, and a very popular driver here is the command to give the engines a fire is Danny Gaius.
One of the great patrons in the sport.
Here's the command to fire engines. Gaius blew an engine in practice yesterday just before qualifying.
Start your engine.
Erupted another engine, and Danny Gaius, who won here earlier this year, will not get a chance to go. And now those engines begin to come to full song.
Did turn fastest unofficial time during practice, so it's, I know they really feel bad.
Terrible break. Danny didn't want to talk about it. He said perhaps after the race today he would chat with us, but he was very upset. He wanted to get out here and go, and they've lost two. How much do those engines cost?
Well, a real severe blow-up, such as our cars suffered in Atlanta, will cost close to $30,000 to repair.
It's an awful lot for an engine. Here's the field, rolling out. And that's part of this controversy, too, isn't it? The cost of these engines and trying to make them live.
Yes, we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, with this controversy. There's plenty of food for controversy in racing.
Now the field rolling down pit road. 22 cars have qualified, and we'll take a look at the remainder of the starting lineup here in a moment. The field breaks down today. There are 9 V8s in the field and 13 of the Ford Cosworths lining up. The Ford Cosworths in front on the pole, Sneva at 210 miles an hour. And the leaders of the protest are back at 106 miles an hour. Jim McElreath, Vern Chupan at 105 with one of the four-cylinder Drake cars. Mike Mosley in row 8 with Gordon Johncock beside him. They came in about 97 miles an hour. We know how fast those cars can run. So there you see the row of Johnny Parsons. And here's row 7, the Vern Chupan, the Australian driver, and Mike Mosley. I'd like to see Mike get a good day here. Here is row 8, Gordon Johncock. What a surprise to see him back that far. And Larry Cannon, his machine starting beside him. Then comes Bagley, the new driver who won the Mini Indy Series last year, and Spike Gilhousen, Rookie of the Year a couple of years back, and Cliff Hugo from Canada, and Steve Krisaloff, who is the other half of the Pat Patrick team with Gordon Johncock. There's row 11, Joe Saldana, great dirt track driver, and Sheldon Kinser. In fact, 2 excellent dirt drivers who have a great future on the back of the field. Larry Dixon not here today, one of our favorites for many, many years, since way back when he came east. Saw him run on the half miles back there. He is not here, and he's had a pretty good season to date.
Ken, part of this controversy is a result of a safety consideration. They tried to slow down qualifying speeds. As you know, the track record is held by Mario Andretti with a 4-cylinder Eagle from 1973, 214 miles per hour, and they just didn't want to go that fast, and that's been part of the problem that they're trying to overcome, and there isn't a very equitable way to do it where it doesn't hurt someone.
One of the things that I have a feeling about here is that there's been so many years when the V8s were on the bottom side. I can remember when A.J. Foyt in 73 was up at Indianapolis 33rd and on the bubble, and there was a whole lot of work done there, and they finally not only gained equity, but they seem to have a bit of an edge right now, and that's what's upset the four-cylinders.
Well, they do have an edge, and when turbocharging first came in, why it was done so with the four-cylinder, and at that time all of a sudden they had an edge over the V8s, which were dominant before turbocharging. So it cycles up and down.
If one has compassion for anyone in this game, it would be for Richard King, the head of USAC. What a hard year it has been for him. He lost all of his officers, the top cadre that he had in that terrible plane crash shortly before Indianapolis. He's a very smooth guy, and he seems to be able to handle these things. He's so gentle, but he is firm, and it'll be interesting to see how this comes to a head with Richard King. There's a meeting, August 18th of the committee that will respond to this issue.
I feel it would be wrong to blame USAC. I know that they're sincerely trying to do the best they can for racing, but the solution to the problem is not readily apparent. That's the big problem.
Well, here's the field getting set for a start. Again, it is a 2-mile track. Let's get off the controversy and onto the track now. It's about 2 degrees, just enough to let the water run off on the backstretch. George Schneider, who brought out one of the Penske cars. Penske put 3 cars in the race. That car has dropped off and come down on the inside of the track. That's a 22-degree bank as you look at turn number 3. And that, of course, is where Al Unser crashed and was hospitalized in practice in the first race we came to here at Texas this year. It's also where Rutherford punctured a tire and took that hellacious spin and crash up into the wall in turn 4. And it's a very quick part of the track. Now, the main straightaway is D-shaped. It's kind of curved. It's 12-degree bank, and you can get a tremendous amount of speed, and it would indicate to us that the fastest part of the track would be going into turn number 1. It's a little bit of bank to help you. It's also a bump in turn number 1 that you'll see. Now they're giving the motion to bring the cars together. They're lining up one more lap, and they will be racing. That bump, you will see them getting a little loose down here in turn number 1 from time to time. That front row again, that's Tom Sneva on the point, A.J. Foyt flanking him. In row 2, it's Rick Mears and Johnny Rutherford. And then back there in row 3 on the inside, you see Wally Dallenbach and Bobby Unser. And in row 4, Pancho Carter and Al Unser. Row 5 has been George Schneider, Dick Simon. As Schneider drops down, this will bring the other cars in that row just up. They don't do a crisscross here. They just bring them up.
Now, in the race, they don't have to carry the turbocharger limiting device, so I think we'll see Gordon Johncock making his way to the front.
That's Schneider out back.
Uh-huh.
Bad break for George Schneider. Texan, good racer. Remember, A.J. Foyt brought him along. Had a lot of hopes for this driver, and when the opportunity came today, Penske looking around, he popped Schneider in. I'm sorry, incorrect. That's the team car, and that would be Tommy Sneva out there all by himself. Schneider out in the back of the field. Now they're lining up for the start. That is Tom Sneva, who is looking for his first win of the season. A.J. Foyt is beside him as we get down to a start. 3 of the Penske cars are here. Rick Mears, winner of 2 events this year. Sneva, number 1 in the standings for the Penske team, and they come to the line, getting ready for the green flag. Out of turn 4. There's the start. Sneva presses, but coming to the lead is A.J. Foyt. Mears coming up from the inside and around his teammate. The field in turn 2. Foyt is your leader. Mears is in second.
It should be Rutherford third, right?
Be Johnny Rutherford in third.
Looks like Tom really didn't get a very good start.
Tom Sneva is in fourth. First 4 cars about 2 seconds apart, completing the first of 100 laps. Dallenbach running in fifth. Talk about speed. It's a good 200 miles an hour plus as they complete lap number 1, and A.J. Foyt is in front. A.J. wanted to say nothing about this controversy. That's Cliff Hugel pitting, the Canadian driver. Hugel pitting at the end of lap number 1. Field is in the backstretch.
Those Cosworths sound like a sheet ripping when they go by. You can tell the difference between the 8th and the 4th.
Now, that's not a Ford Cosworth that A.J. Foyt has. That's an engine he has developed himself, and it's running magnificently here today.
Gordon Johncock is making his way to the front, or he's gaining a great deal.
Gordon Johncock had started in 15th position. A.J. Foyt is just leaving the field. He has opened up almost a 2.5, 3-second advantage as they go down the back straightaway.
Gordy is 7th.
Gordon Johncock from 15th into 7th position. Here's your leader, A.J. Foyt at turn 3. The Foyt Coyote just skimming down through there. Ground effects of that car just holding it right down on the track. Battle is for second place. To the line, Rutherford is second. The Penske cars are side by side with Sneva on the inside. That's Mears on the outside, and Sneva goes back into third. Mears dropping to fourth.
2 Texans and a man from Spokane, Washington.